Teletubbies or YouTubies, YouTube. How you doing? My name is Brainsmasher. It's been a minute. I'm really sorry. I'm not. Life is great, and it gets in the way of things that I also do. So I hope you're doing well. All I can really muster out of the crevice of my bequeathed cheeks is a collection update for this evening. So, you're welcome. We got a stack of goodies and kind of going old school. Filming this in a different way, the old way, without a microphone, so hopefully you can hear the thunderous blasphemy of Dark Moon! Vengeance for Withered Hearts. North Carolina Black Death Metal. This came out in 1998. So, love it, along with your boy, me. Okay, so, stack of stuff we've gotten in a lot more than I'm going to show in this video, but this is just kind of a grab pile. First highlight is Order of Deceight. Now, what is this guy called? Searching for Something More. This, I believe, is the first official pro cassette on the homie Ground Zero Salem's new imprint. And this is a reissue. He's doing exactly what I would do if I was doing a label myself. Reissuing old Syracuse, hardcore, metalcore kind of stuff. Ordered this out of the kindness of my heart because I didn't know what it was and I wanted to support my dude, but I love it. Didn't really know, it said it was metalcore, and I trusted what Pat said was metalcore would be not the metalcore that I know or don't love. This to me sounds a whole lot like Human Remains, kind of proto Dillinger Escape Plan. I hope I'm not offending anybody that is a purist of this kind of ilk. This thing is just seething with absolute energy and hatred and vitriol for all things deceitful. Haven't listened to it a whole lot because it's a cassette. I don't listen to cassettes that much, but man, this thing is a ripper. What a way to start out things for Ground Zero Salem. You can probably still get copies of it on groundzerosalem.com. He's also got a ton of distro stuff in there too as well. Where to start? I haven't listened to some of this stuff a whole lot, but and you can barely see this. This is Fauna with The Hunt, 2007, their second full-length album. I still need to pick up their first one. This is kind of a underappreciated Cascadian black metal project from Olympia, Washington, if I'm not mistaken. It's very hypnotic, kind of shamanistic, if you will, pensive, introspective, interdimensional black metal. Think your wolves in the throne room, but way more kind of mystical and transcendental and real monochromatic. Once they work into what they are doing, it'll start off kind of slow and kind of soft and kind of build an intensity, and once it really gets going, you are locked in that moment. It's good. But you are really locked in that moment and feeling that power and this repetitive, churning sort of passionate sort of anger. It's really unique, and these guys don't get enough love because this is on Prasanta Urfolk, I want to say. No, this is on Aurora Borealis. It's Stella or Auditorium. I want to say Prasanta Urfolk did the final of this. Don't quote me on anything. Don't put this on the internet. Alright, next is I believe I played this in my last video, maybe, but didn't talk about it. I can't remember. No. Okay, so this is Winter Semester. and this is called The Gathering of Two Worlds. Vinter Semester were a short-lived, no longer active Finnish black metal band, and they did a full-length and an EP. And in that last video, or 2 videos ago, I played the EP, but I never had a copy of the full-length. It's kind of rare, kind of pricey, but luckily this reissue exists with both releases on it. What label is this on? I really couldn't tell you. I don't think there's a word on here about who put this out. Artwork's super boring. Yeah, this might even be like self-released from what I can tell. There's just nothing official on here. But this stuff is very, very, very good. I wouldn't say this necessarily sounds very Finnish. Definitely not like a Horna, a Baptism, the Hexen, or any of that kind of stuff. More along the lines of your kind of symphonic Norwegian counterparts. It really kind of brings to mind your Odium, Sad Realm of the Stars era, kind of that band, a little bit of a Lambonic art kind of stuff, but a little bit more lasty, a little bit more unrelenting in its ferocity. Excellent, excellent release. I want to say I did get this from a European distro. It was like one of the last copies. I don't think it'd be really hard to find, but you might wind up paying 20 to 25 bucks for it or so. Went to see Mutilatred live here in Iowa City. Stoked to see a cool death metal band come to town. It's starting to happen more and more regularly, and I am really, really stoked for that. Looks like my jewel case got something stuck in it. Anyways, this is their most recent release with Determined to Rot. These guys absolutely rule. It's one of those Columbus, Ohio bands. You know, they're kind of a burgeoning death metal scene coming out. I kind of have a hard time putting my finger on how to specifically describe these guys. They're just great. They're rockin' death metal. It's a headbanging, gory kind of affair. Members of Sanguine Sugarbog, but not really all that similar. It's not like your ham-fisted kind of what do you call it? Caveman death metal. It's got a little bit of a medium brow to it, if you will. It's pretty good. I saw them play with a new band called Exsanguinated, who are from Brooklyn, I want to say. Big Will from the Heavy Hole podcast plays in that band. He's still doing Artificial Brain as far as I know, but put Exsanguinated on your radar. track demo EP on Bandcamp out right now. Check that out because they're going to have a full length on Profound Lore and you're going to be hearing about it. Probably going to be picking that up. So it's time you let that into your cipher, if you will. Here's something I've been talking about for years and haven't had a copy of for the longest time. It's finally been reissued. That is all I talked about on this channel. No, Mutilatred was a new release. Give me that. Anyways, Thorns of the Carrion with the Scarlet Tapestry. Finally reissued. OGs of this thing go for $300 to $400, which is redonkulous. Go to Warx, put this guy out. The LP is on the way, from what I understand. So Thorns of the Carrion, for the uninitiated, were a Columbus, Cleveland, I don't know, Ohio doom metal band, and this came out originally in, let's just fucking throw a plate of spaghetti at the wall and say 94. I think I'm right there. They eventually went on to form Estuary of Calamity, and then later turned on to just Estuary. And then Ash went on to do a bunch of other stuff. Shed the Skin, Faith Extractor, host of other things. Ash is a super talented guy. But this is quite different from Ash's other stuff, so that doesn't really help me to tell you that he was in this band. But these guys were really young. I think they were super influenced by My Dying Bride and Cradle of Filth. Very, very of the moment kind of band and record. It sounds like a really, really slow, funereal Cradle of Filth. There's tons of flutes going on. There's like 2-part harmony flute going on over the slow, plodding, downtrodden doom. It's super emotive. It's very fluffy wrist shirt. It's very, very Gothic. It's very 90s as well. I don't know. Now that I have a copy of this, I feel like I don't love this. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not in the mood for this kind of thing lately. I've been kind of all over the place. I've been kind of bopping in and out of the metal. I don't know. I'm happy to have it. I bought a whatever. I'm not going to bore you with facts and details. Here's a new release of a new band, modern band that just broke up. Parallax Occlusion, Paper Chamber. They are done. This is basically like an EP with an extra EP, which is like an unfinished full length added onto it. I hadn't really listened to the EP more than twice or so I'm basically uninitiated to this band entirely. So I just thought, fuck it. Now that they have all this stuff on one release, I'm gonna get it. It's cool. I wouldn't say they're overhyped, but like I guess I thought they were more hyped than maybe they are. That's neither here nor there, but it's good. It's not really as groundbreaking or forward-thinking or unique as I guess I would have assumed it was, for how like their visual representation is very like technological and forward-thinking and kind of breaking the mold, if you will. But it's kind of like if Bolt Thrower were doing something maybe a little more modern or technical or something now. It's really not reinventing the wheel that much. I thought this was going to be a little more out there. Maybe a little bit more like Conjureth kind of wacky brain kind of stuff. Should we do LP? Yeah, let's. My good friend Andrew from, originally from here, he moved away to Germany over there many, many years ago, and then he moved to Copenhagen last year. Came to visit this weekend. I was really excited. I've been wanting to see him for many, many, many years, and he brought me an LP back all the way from Copenhagen. This is obviously with Sometimes I Dream of My Death. Okay, dude. Melancholy, will you? Yeah. I got this on CD amid the pandemic and was kind of blown away by it, but just really never got around to playing it again. But yeah, this is like exactly the album that Andrew and I would share in common. Look at that beautiful LP. These guys just did a little mini tour with Panopticon. If that tells you anything about their style and the company they keep. Yeah, real emotive, kind of atmospheric black metal with some stringy, kind of folky sort of elements. Not too much of that, really. Beautiful release. Stoked to have this. I was really excited to see Andrew. I hope to see you again soon. No. We're going back to CDs. Hope you didn't see that. Cut. Also picked up this reissue of a of a CD from '96. This is Realm of Frost. No, Queen of Frosts by Funeral Frost. I believe there is also a band called Realm of Frost. This is a reissue of an album from '96. It was a self-release back then, and now it's on a stupid A5 Digi, so I'm sure Tony from Life Eternal is going to be interested in picking this up, and you ought to. This is no frills, plain Jane, raw black metal. It's really simplistic, like a raw black metal album is ordinarily, but it doesn't sound like crap like a lot of those things do. It's not a pain on the ears whatsoever, really. There was a certain band they reminded me of that is escaping me right now. I don't know. They're Swedish, but they're not very melodic. They're really kind of raw, simplistic, sound kind of... I think it was Tartaros, Norway's Tartaros, that they reminded me of for a minute when I was spinning this earlier. It's really good. It's got a lot of plays. So, have at it. Go get it. No, I don't. That sucked. Another new release. We are going for broke here. This is a new-ish band who is still active and a new release. Not all reissues and old stuff from your old man, Brainsmasher. Dawn Raid, To Know the Light. Wow. So I played this once. I just kind of sat in my pile and didn't get listened to until the other night. And I sat down, focused on it, and wow, what a powerful album. Where to begin? When it's blasty and powerful and enigmatic, it is like a lightning rod up the rectum. It's so intense and powerful and moving, and it's interspersed with lots of like violin work and kind of folky sort of clean sung stuff. There's a lot of like it's protest music, it's protest black metal. There's probably some traditional, I think, protest music interspersed in here. I'm not sure if it actually is traditional or if it's just like written to sound like that. I'm sure it's pretty well researched. I'm super interested in digging into the lyrics and kind of seeing what this is all about. But as far as like people acting like anti-fascist black metal is all limp-wristed bullshit, this is here to prove you wrong. This thing is absolutely inflammatory and enigmatic. Prosthetic Records put this guy out. I'm going to be spending this probably all the rest of the week. Guy rules. I'll reissue again. Funeral Tragedies. I love this album. I've been wanting this on CD for many, many years. Seasons of Mist. Finally putting this guy out. This is one of the most downtrodden, sad, desperate, lonely, mournful doom metal albums that has ever come out. Don't let the cover dissuade you from listening to this if you're not already completely enshrouded in the sorrows of Funeral. So good. Another reissue. Lustration, Urges. This was a short-lived Danish. I could look it up, but you could look it up too. Why don't you do it this time? Short-lived band that did. I hate it when this happens. This is the only thing I don't like about CDs. but luckily I have a million droop cases sitting around to replace these fuckers. So this is a Dark Symphonies reissue from 2015, I want to say. So it's the Urges EP with some demo material and a cover of Day of Suffering, Morbid Angel, on there. They're kind of brutal, but like in 1996, brutal death metal wasn't quite what you probably think of it now. This is great. The tone on it is super meaty and beefy. Kind of reminds me of like Severe Torture, but maybe a little bit more scaled down and kind of a little bit more breathing room to it, since it's a little bit earlier than that like really suffocating kind of style. Next is a reissue of a death metal album from the 90s. Can you believe it? I don't know. I was just, this might have been like a YouTube recommendation or something. YouPoop has been delivering me some recommendations that have been very impressive lately. I'm not certain if that's how this came across my awareness or not, but Festival of Death by Crucifer. Awesome. I don't know where they're from. I would venture to guess maybe Pennsylvania or something. And this was originally from 91, I want to say. I've never seen this anywhere else until I found this just the other day. And this is 2023 reissue on a Mexican label, I want to say. So I got this off of their Discogs page and kind of bummed. I thought it was just like a CD, but it's a CDR, Pro CDR, which is like, okay. But there was like a minimum purchase, so I had to also pick up the also reissued EP. This thing sucks. But Festival of Death is awesome. Really, really chunky, kind of groovy, but not cheesy like you might think it would be. It's before that kind of thing started to really be like shitty. So it's right in there in that line of like late era thrash, early death metal. It's the spot very perfectly. Another fantastic vinyl release. How about it? Remnants of the Vessel by Feytooth. So I'll put a link down below so you can check this out if you missed it. But on the Heavy Metallurgy channel, we did a Wednesday night album stream where we all basically made out with this album for an hour and a half. I discovered this band on TikTok. The guitar tone on the video that I saw on TikTok instantly had me just sit up in my chair and pay attention. The tone of this record is absolutely perfect. It's beautiful. It's kind of a sludgy, slow, kind of a doomy kind of thing. They call themselves Fairy Doom, which I think is kind of interesting. It's a screen printed, super limited release, 300 copies. Dune also just put this out. Waited a long time to get this in the mail. It came out last year originally on cassette and like sold out 100 copies in like 10 minutes or something. But now this also sold out right away. So I think this is going to be one of those releases that just gets reissued by the 100 every 6 months or so. So you're going to have to like hop on it. And I recommend you doing so. Nice band photo here. Yeah, it's just, the tone of it overall is beautiful. The songwriting is just very genuine and evocative, and it's just really hard to quit listening to it. The songwriting is super mature, and this is just a bunch of young people from, I think, Los Angeles, doing brilliant work. I can't wait to hear what they do next, and this thing is just a 10 out of 10. Maybe 9.5 out of 10. I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with it, but it is really, really impressive. Tons of replayability to it. I kind of wish, though, that this was like a full-color jacket. I get that the screen-printed thing kind of has a DIY look to it, but I don't know. I wish this was the original album cover has a lot of like golden gradients in there, and I kind of missed that about the cover artwork, but it's just little details here. Oh, I don't know. I picked this up too, Appalling Spawn. This is their discography, All Spawns. So this is Lycathia Aflame before they went on to do Lycathia Flame. Been kind of listening to a lot of Czech metal by some coincidence. I'm not sure what it is. I wouldn't say it's like a style that I'm reaching for. It's just kind of I keep noticing that I keep listening to Czech bands for some reason. Anyways, these guys were kind of like a Cryptopsy sort of thing, and they did a full length in '95, and then there's some demo stuff on the end of it. I don't know. I don't love this. It was just kind of too messy, too splattery, too just kind of I don't know, too chaotic for me. I haven't really been feeling the overly technical kind of nasty death metal as much lately. So that is one of the reasons this has been really hitting the spot. Svartsen, Melancholy. Svartsen with Eandon's Melancholy. I hope I haven't double dipped on this and talked about it recently. I got this back in maybe February or so. Reissue of a super limited release from '95. This is a Norwegian doom band, not the Swedish band, of course. There's only 3 tracks on this thing, and this is actually a bootleg on Brainsmasher Productions. I want to say it's a CDR. No, it's a Pro CD. So yeah, super rare, super cult kind of doomy kind of thing, but it's gorgeous. Gorgeous stuff. Yeah. Couple more, and I'll get out of your hair. What should we do? Insane with Wait and Pray. Can you, if you had to guess what band or album this sounds like, what would you say? You're right. Hell Awaits, Slayer. There you have it. This is the weirdest thing. This came out in 2005, I want to say. Sounds right, on Battle Cry Records. But I had this on my hard drive, MP3s of this on my hard drive for a long time. And the memory existed for such a long period of time that I could have swore that this was originally released in like '84. And that this was something that just kind of came along the coattails of Slayer, capitalizing on that style, and just kind of making the best of something like that. I was wrong. This did come out in 2005, but I'm still having a hard time like stomaching the fact that this did come out in 2005, because it sounds exactly like Hell Awaits Slayer. It's great. They're Italian. I don't know. That's Slayer Hell Awaits. What more do you want? I got a record in. Dope Throne. Yeah. I've actually been listening to this band quite a bit in the garage as I've been working on some stuff out there. I've got a little MP3 card in the stereo, and I play Electric Wizard quite a bit. It just sounds great to listen to in the garage. But not this album, weirdly enough. I have been in love with this album for many years. One of my biggest concert regrets is that before I had ever even... When I first heard about this band, my best friend called me up and said, hey, there's this band from England called Electric Wizard playing at Gates tonight. You want to go? And I was like, it's a school night, dude. No way. And they were touring for Dope Throne. And I so wish I would have gone to that. There was probably 20 people there, and I missed it. So later on, just out of curiosity, I checked out the album, and while this isn't my kind of thing really whatsoever, I think this is a absolute masterpiece. Some riff. Yeah, you should all know this thing. If for some reason you thought this is a dumb... I get it. Dope Throne is cheap. It's a cheesy title, and only an album that lives up to its name can get away with using such a cheesy title for it. Yeah, I absolutely love this record. The tight grooves of the sludgy drums just propelling the heavy riffs throughout it all. I love you. I want to make love to that album. Gonna end it on a kind of whatever, kind of similar to this, honestly, but some of the weirdest cover art. The band is called Hordes of the Lunar Eclipse, with dancing demons in the gray lit glade. What a fucking mouthful that is. I want to say Dark Horizon, yeah, released this. So you may be familiar with Fog from Indiana. This is a side project with two of those members, and it's very similar. It's kind of like an offshoot from your Emperor kind of symphonic kind of black metal, but riffs are good. It's very well orchestrated and played. It's really speedy, fast, kind of nasty like this is. There's the dudes in the band, but again, let's just get a look at that cover art, because that is something else, isn't it? Something bizarre. It's cool. I think I got this for like $3 out of the Deathgasm cutout bin or whatever. So, we'll see you next time. Bye! Woohoo! That was a great video, and it was made possible mostly by me, but also thanks to the undying and kind support of my Patreon subscribers. Thank you all. I love you. If you are interested in being a part of my Patreon channel and supporting what I do, you are welcome to join at the URL below. It is only $6.66 per month, and you're going to love it. Thank you.